Tonight in the Middle East, the sky is alight with fire. The missiles crossing this desert represent the visible edge of a shadow war reaching thousands of miles past these borders. Washington is feeling the pressure to end the engagement. The U.S. executive branch faces a strict 60-day limit on military operations without formal parliamentary approval, putting American backing on a ticking clock. Yet Israel refuses to hit the brakes. Their leadership maintains that the military campaign will continue as long as their primary adversary operates these facilities for enriching uranium. Unseen foreign superpowers are now covertly fueling the fire, taking the timeline out of the hands of traditional mediators. The curtain over these hidden players was recently pulled back. In a public address to the international community, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu openly detailed the scale of the forces arrayed against them. He explicitly named two nations operating deep in the background. From thousands of miles away, Pakistan and China are actively steering the Middle Eastern battlefield. We are watching a new template for modern conflict. Traditional kinetic strikes with rockets and jets are now paired with invisible armies fighting in cyberspace. Securing global stability requires defeating adversaries who officially claim they aren't even involved in the war. Pakistan operates as a primary digital disruptor in this network. They have mobilized state-level, highly organized bot farms out of South Asia. These operatives use IP spoofing to mask their network identities. An operative sitting in a basement in Pakistan can wrap themselves in an American IP address, posing online as a US citizen. Cloaked by these false identities, they flood social media platforms with orchestrated anti-Israel and anti-India propaganda, hiding their state-sponsored operation behind the shield of domestic free speech. This diagram illustrates how the strategy works. The goal is to overwhelm the platform's algorithm with hostile data points mimicking organic users, driving a wedge into the American-Israeli geopolitical alliance. As the algorithm is redirected, those fake users dictate what millions of real people see on their feeds. Over time, these bots can engineer a significant shift in global public sentiment. By organizing this digital architecture, Pakistan has weaponized the internet to wage psychological warfare worldwide. While the digital front manipulates minds, the kinetic front destroys cities. The lethal supply chain fueling the physical strikes across the Middle East leads back to Beijing. Israeli intelligence confirms that China is actively providing the manufacturing components required to build Iranian ballistic missiles. Exposing this creates a severe political trap. Israel is forced to measure its words because the US administration is preparing for an upcoming diplomatic summit with Chinese leadership. If Tel Aviv fully condemns Beijing's actions, the US president faces the task of explaining to the American public why he is negotiating with the nation that supplied the weapons currently falling on American troops and their allies. Through these covert technology transfers, China has cornered Israel geopolitically. In response, Tel Aviv has developed an asymmetric method of retaliation. Instead of firing missiles back at their hidden suppliers, Israel opted for a strategic intelligence maneuver. Mossad operatives have been deployed directly into Taiwan, expanding Israel's intelligence footprint into the Indo-Pacific. Roman Goffman, the new head of Mossad intelligence, arrived in Taipei with an unprecedented directive to deepen security cooperation. Israel is now assisting Taiwan in developing the T-Dome initiative, a dedicated missile defense system designed to thwart future invasion attempts by the Chinese military. Israel is answering China's involvement in the Middle East by fortifying Beijing's greatest vulnerability in the Indo-Pacific. The diplomatic backlash was immediate. The Chinese embassy in Tel Aviv issued strongly worded warnings to Israeli officials regarding their activities in Taiwan. But the warnings arrived after the fact. Israeli intelligence moved to establish the defense infrastructure before diplomatic pressure could halt the operation. The initial dispute over Iranian uranium now affects defense calculations in both Washington and Taipei. In this theater, hidden weapons supplies and digital campaigns are met with direct, asymmetric retaliation thousands of miles from the source. Israel's move into the Pacific demonstrates that when the supply chains go